Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whenever you're watching this. My name is Larry Trice II, and I am the Hedwig Understudy in Hedwig and the Angry Inch, performing now at the Den Theater, produced by Haven Theater Company. And I've had a lovely time working on this show and getting this show on its feet, ready for you all. I know my hair is a little different now than what any of you have seen in the last couple of weeks. That's because I had to give my hair a break, you know? It was in braids because Hedwig wears lots of wigs, and this is just a little too big to put underneath a wig, so we braided. And you know, I'll probably make a video for y'all while I was getting braided next time, if you all submit some questions below. Send some comments, send some questions, and we'll talk about it, and we'll see what we got for you while I'm getting my hair braided. But Hedwig, it's going swimmingly now. The understudies, we have had 2 performances so far. We did one Saturday the 20th and Saturday the 27th, and both of them were fantastic. Completely different shows. If you saw the show on the 27th, my falling was absolutely part of the show. That is completely planned. I did not fall by accident. My shoes did not break on stage. We are totally fine. It was planned, I swear. But it really wasn't. But that's the joy of Hedwig. There is so much improv built into the show that if a shoe breaks while you're on stage, you just roll with it and make it part of the show. And anyone who came to see the show yesterday, love that you all just rolled with it. Thank you so much. A couple other things that we've been doing is getting the understudy shows were actually previews. So afterwards, we've been getting our notes from the directors. And they've been really helpful. Like all of the things that we're working on, and it's really cool. We got some time before the show yesterday to rehearse through some things and clean up some areas for the show and make it a lot smoother. And the show yesterday, the 27th, was so good. Also, I know this isn't going to be posted exactly after the 27th, but deal with it. And it was really cool. My father came to see the show. My partner came to see the show. Crystal's partner came to see the show. Crystal is the understudy Yitzhak. And we had a great time yesterday. The audience was so cool. And it was a great time. Super fun. I have a couple other things to talk to you about though today. One of them is, how do I rehearse for a show? And I am a hybrid user of technology. Here's my script in my iPad. I have a paper copy of my script somewhere in this room, but not right here right now. And when I use all the things on the iPad, I like to do this cool thing. I use an app called Fourscore, because you know, you can hold all the things. Look at it, it's beautiful, lovely. Just tap the screen and it changes pages. But Fourscore is a little difficult to use sometimes, and it makes things a little odd, you know? Like, I can look at my score or my script. I can't look at them both at the same time or work out of them both at the same time. But I figured out a way to do that. You see this little purple dot right there? That is a button that you can put into Fourscore. So at this point in the script, we are at a song. That is Tear Me Down. And if I was in rehearsal wanting to work on the song Tear Me Down, I would just hit that button and bam, look at that. The score right there. So beautiful. And we just keep tapping through and we sing through the song and we do all that and we get to the end of the song and boom, there is another button that takes me right back to the next page in the script that I need to be at. Makes it so much easier for memorization and going through the show and working on all that. You also may have noticed that there's no notes in there as far as like blocking notes or emotions. How do you feel, Hedwig? And that's on purpose. I write all my notes down by hand in my script, the paper script that they give us at the beginning of the process. Write everything down by hand, and that pushes it into my brain. Then there are 2 versions of my script and score on here. This one that you all just saw with the buttons, that makes life so easy, and I just tap through and I go back and forth with the buttons and stuff. And there's another version on here that has just the script, not the score, with all of my notes in it. Because I like to type out my notes and make sure I have all of them saved and ready to go. And it is so pretty. It's so good. I'll show it to you all in the next video. There's lines, it's so nice and so crisp. And it just makes life so much easier, especially when like I can hand my script off to my partner or off to a friend and be like, hey, I'm gonna talk through the entire show. I'm also gonna talk through like blocking and things like that to make sure I have it memorized and have it all good to go. And they have all the notes there ready for them to like correct if I do something in a different direction or don't do something right. And so it makes rehearsing outside of rehearsal and like my homework that much easier to do because, well, technology, babies. Technology. So cool. Makes life so much fun. The differences between the two Hedwigs and the two Yitzhaks are great. We're telling the same story. It's gonna be the same show. You're gonna hear the same songs, hear the same lines. But what we do with them, that makes things so much more fun. And that's the joy of being an understudy here in Chicago. And especially with Haven, is they've given us the freedom to tell our own version of the story as understudies, which is really cool. And there's some elements that are different between the two shows. But I'm not telling you what they are. You're gonna have to come see it. And then talk to me after the show. We'll gab and have a great time. There's a bar at the Den. We can get drinks. Have a good night, y'all. Bye.